Hello, folks. This is Gregory Robinson, author of Time Machine, and this is our Wisdom Wednesday. What we've been doing over the last several weeks is going over a lot of the subjects and the concepts that I write about in Time Machine and kind of diving into them a little more deeply, or kind of looking at them in a different light. And today's subject, we're talking about obstacles. And in life, we all have obstacles that we face. And this is kind of the base of Time Machine. They may come in different forms, but we all face many of the same problems. The main similarity is that our core, that they all boil down to a way of thinking. All right? So we can change the way we think about these issues or these obstacles, and we can change the outcome, and eventually we can change our lives. We can choose to face obstacles in a positive way, or we can let the obstacles stack up against us and ultimately defeat us. Our perception of any given problem can promise for success or beat us into submission. We either accept the challenge or we accept defeat. So the big question is, how do we change our perception in order to change the outcome when we're dealing with these obstacles? And I kind of came up with a three-pronged idea or concept, or a culmination of three concepts to kind of answer that question. And number one, we have to know that there is an answer and a way around, over, under, or through any obstacle. All right? Number two, as with anything, finding that answer is an exercise in research, in planning, and in execution. And finally, number three, failure comes only in accepting that the task is impossible. All right? So we've got to know that there's an answer out there for whatever problem you're facing. It's pretty arrogant to think that you're the first person that's ever dealt with whatever issue or problem you're dealing with. Someone out there has dealt with this before, and more than likely hundreds of thousands of people have dealt with this same issue before. So there's always going to be a solution out there. There's always a way. All right. Now, you might not know that way yet, but there is a way. And understanding that there is an answer or a solution to your problem is the first step. The second step, finding that answer. Like I said, most likely someone else has already gone through whatever obstacle you're facing. So do a little research. Google it. Go to the library and read up on the subject. You're going to find that others have faced this, and you can go out there and find the way that they faced it and kind of mimic that behavior. You'll be able to find a solution to your problem or the obstacle that you're facing. Once you have found several solutions, the planning phase is actually figuring out which one's right for you. You're going to look at how others have done it and maybe even use that to come up with your own idea of how to deal with an issue or an obstacle. But that's the planning phase. You plan out how you are going to deal with or how you're going to defeat this obstacle. And the final is execution. So you have to take that plan, and though the plan has to be rigid in the beginning, as you're figuring out exactly how you're going to deal with these things, you have to stay kind of loose. You have to be able to change up a little bit or be flexible in the execution. But you also have to stick to the base, what you're actually trying to accomplish and how you're trying to do it. All falls under the execution category. You have to be able to go out there and do exactly what you have planned to do, being flexible a little bit, but being fairly rigid in your execution. And the third point kind of ties right back into the first point, that there is an answer. Failure's only going to come to you if you accept failure. If you accept that the task is impossible, it will be impossible. Henry Ford wrote, "If you think that you can or you can't, you're right." And I really took that to heart. I think that's a powerful phrase. But if you know that there's an answer out there, you know that there's a possible solution. Okay? So you might face a couple of failures. You might not be able to accomplish or get over this obstacle in your first try. It might take several tries. It might take some different types of ideas. It might take a couple of tries. It might take you sticking to the task. But as long as you believe it possible, it is possible. So this has been our Wisdom Wednesday, and I hope you have a great day today. If you have any questions or comments about any of these sessions, please email me at gchild418@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. Hope you have a great day, and I hope the good Lord blesses you today.